Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are located on the earth. It is time for the PulseWave Report with yours truly, the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the world famous PulseWave Price Trigger Reports. Yeah. I know. You know the drill. Y'all know what it is. You know what we do and how we does it. And it's time to take a look at these markets, see what's really going on, see what's really good out here in the hood. We got an eye on a few things, and we're gonna peep it now. We're gonna see what's really going on here. We got to. There's some new stuff that we'll be taking a look at that we need to take a look at. I spoke on that this morning, but now it's time to go more in depth. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and peep these algo charts to see what rears itself in Goshen, a city or treason. All right, first chart we got up is your gold futures chart. Okay, so as you can see, gold has been in a downtrend for a while on the daily chart. I know. All right, I know. Look at the pullback. Okay, you can't argue with the price. Now we're in a neutral zone. We came into this week with a crash alert as the market is trying to do something with the Kuma cloud here. But as you can see, this is where we are now. This is the daily chart. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this weekly. Now, if you look at the weekly chart, it's still in that neutral zone, but it's showing that on the weeklies for a while you've been in that long-term uptrend. All right, since last June. Okay, and then we came off of that and we've been coming down ever since August of last year. All right, we've been at a downtrend since August of last year. It's a downtrend channel, and this is where we are. The bears are in control of the market longer term. Okay, where do we go from here? Well, it's looking like we're about to fall off, man. Roll over, play dead. I don't know, but that's what it's looking like. It's looking like the market is really struggling right now. All right, it's looking like it's struggling now. So far, let me just blow this up a little bit bigger. Okay, since this is weekly charts, this is what the week is shaping up to be so far. Shaping up to give us a crash alert for next week. All right, this is how this. If this was Friday, we'd be going into next week with a crash alert right now. All right, this is where we ended last week. This is this week so far, shaping up on the weekly chart. This is what we got. All right, this is where we are. This is what's up. Okay, this is what's up. So far, this is what it's looking like. It's looking like the market wants to roll the heck over. You got that? You tracking with me? All right. Next up, we'll take a look here at silver. Okay, here's silver. Here's the daily chart right now. You see, technically speaking, we've just been moving sideways. Sideways since, I want to say, August of last year. You've just been moving sideways. You've had a protracted sideways market, but you've been kind of stretching out the range a little bit, top side, bottom side. That's what you've been seeing on the daily chart, right? You're not really going anywhere. You're not really doing anything. Flip it over to the weekly. All right, the weekly is the same thing. You are still trading inside of August of 2020's bar. You are literally still trading in the August bar. You haven't left the week of August the 7th of 2020. You are still here. Prices are still here. We have gone nowhere since last summer, since the end of last summer. How do you explain that? All right, this is where we are. No man's land. Ain't nothing happening. Okay. Now, currently on the weekly here, we got the bulls in control. This right here, I'll make it a little bit bigger for you. This right here is last week's bar, right? Now, this is currently this week's bar. Okay. If today was Friday, we'd say the market maintains a bullish outlook going into next week. All right. This is where we are currently. This on the weekly is a bullish pointer. The market has taken its time coming up here and being attracted to this. It's really taken its time, right? Is this going to be the run that gets us there? Is this the leg? We had a false start here, right? Is this going to be the leg? Is this going to be the week to do it? I don't think so. I really don't. So that you have nothing here. There's nothing to see on that chart. Nothing at all. Let's take a look now at these grain markets. Look at this. So we see here since June the 26th of last year, we have been rallying off the lows in wheat. We have gone from $4.68, $4.68 all the way to $7.37 a bushel in your wheat. All right, look at this. Now the market came off back here. You see this every day was giving you downside production basically. Then all of a sudden something happened on March 31st, and now the market just explodes. Look at that, it just exploded. All right, that's quite the run. And then today we do this. This is today's bar. What's going on? Let's put it into perspective. Let's take a look at the weekly now. All right, so on the weekly, we still have an upward draft, and this one started, like I said, June of last year. Boom. So here we are on the weekly. Now we came off and then came down, came up and then pulled back, came up, pulled back, and then you just took off. So there's something going on that is causing this market to look like this. All right, here's the monthly chart. Don't have enough data in here, so that's why this error is coming up. But let's see. Give me a second. All right, so here on the monthly chart, here's how we bottomed out in 2016. August, September of 2016, we bottomed out. And then the market has been kind of on an upward trajectory since then. We've had, rallies and crashes along the way, but the overall perspective is a bullish one right here. The market really got serious and started doing something May the 31st of 2019. That's when it started saying, okay, we building something here. All right, so here's how you are now. This is a pretty high level right here. All right, and right now I have data loaded up all the way to 2015. So this is where we are. This is important. Something is happening. Look at this monthly bar. All right, you've gone from $5.93 to $7.45. That is a huge run up. You see parabolic bar, and the month's not even over with it. When you see these parabolic bars like this is crazy. Something is going on. We got to start taking notice now. We can no longer ignore these charts. We just can't. Too much is going on right now. Let's take a look at this corn. Here's your daily chart on the corn. Corn's also running. If my memory serves me correctly, don't quote me on this, but if my memory serves me correctly, I think they plant the wheat and the soybeans in the same field. So we're going to see what the wheat chart looks like too. But here's your corn. All right, it's either corn and soybeans or wheat and soybeans. I think it's the wheat and soybeans are together. Anyway, this is your daily chart. You can see how this one's had a more solid run. All right, this has been the most bullish. If you look at this corn, it's been pretty bullish. Now, could it be because we're burning our food for use for ethanol? I don't know. But you can see here, this one has been a lot smoother on the upside. And that's just the daily chart. Let's look at the weekly chart. All right, so on the weekly chart, the market started getting busy on the week of May the 8th of last year. That's when this market started getting busy. And it hasn't looked back since. It has just taken off. And we've gone from the $3 handle all the way up now to this almost a $7 handle. It is definitely time to take notice on that. Something is definitely going on here. We got the beginning of a bull market, and we don't know how high this thing can go. Let's take a look at the monthly, see what we got going on. All right, this one has not taken out any prior highs. And this chart here, we got enough data going back to 07. So we know that we hit a high of 843 3/4 the month of August of 2012. All right, which was very high. And now we're on our way to take that out again. This could be serious. If we take out the prior monthly highs on this corn chart, you can make an argument that that would mark the beginning of the real bull market. And then that's saying that we as a species, we in trouble. We in trouble. Beans in the teens, we talk about all the time, but we've never seen corn and wheat in the teens. We start seeing that, that's going to decimate the food industry. There is literally virtually corn and or wheat in just about everything you eat. From potato chips to hot dogs to hamburgers. Okay? So if corn and wheat go through the roof like beans are right now, that's a wrap. That's starvation limits right there. That is some hyperinflation at that point. We will be in hyperinflation. I don't care if you don't see it in any other segment of the economy. Just to have hyperinflation in food and energy is enough to decimate and bankrupt and cause food riots. All right. So I'm taking note now. Starting now, I'm taking note of this. I'm watching this. And I might have to start getting involved in these grain markets. I'm just telling you like it is. This is something. You can see on the monthly how it was just chilling. Commodities can go on these 10 to 20 year spans where they're just flatlined at the bottom like this. Okay. This just happened to be a 6-year span. For 6 years, it just stayed here at the bottom. Now all of a sudden we're exploding. Something going on. Something going on. Something is going on, and we cannot ignore it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's take a look now. We've seen the wheat, we've seen the corn. Now let's look at the soybeans. Here's the daily chart on the soybeans. Soybeans started getting busy again August of last year. Are you seeing it? You're seeing this time frame between June and August of 2020. Okay, think about it. Yeah, right. Supermarket heist for the food, not the money. This is a stick up, and they grabbing all the food and stuff, and they're not touching the money. They just want the food. Yeah, I told you we may see a day, man. You gonna have military or like SWAT team police type standing out front of grocery stores. I would not be surprised to see businesses start popping up. So and so security. You need food security, we got you. Food delivery services to specialize in security. You're gonna have armored trucks, the armored cars that the banks use. You're gonna have that as a food delivery service. You're gonna need to carry a sidearm to deliver food. So when people order, deliveries of food to their house, an armored car will be delivering it to you, armed. So you start to probably see more armored car robberies because they know they're full of food. Forget the money; it's full of food. I'm telling you, man. If y'all didn't see that movie I told y'all about this morning, I actually put the title of the movie and the title of the video. So it's on Netflix. You need to see it. All right, so this is the daily chart, man. This is a bull market. This thing is wide open here. Time to start taking notice of this. Now let's take a look at the weekly here on these beans. All right, let's take a look at these beans. Okay. So on the weekly chart, you see beans moving sideways for a minute, right? Moving sideways. Now, you flopped around from November of 2016 until May of 2018. And then the bottom fell out, and then you move sideways from July of 2018 until April of last year. And then all of a sudden, now you're exploding. Okay, soybeans just exploding here. So this is a powerful. Look at this, like just runaway market, man. Not even pulling back, not correcting, not doing nothing. Right. Let's see what these monthlies look like, so we can glean any additional knowledge here. All right, so this goes back to 07, okay? So we see we cashed out at 1794 3/4. And that was the month of September of 2012. Wow. Here we are now. If we take out this high on a close, you can make the argument that begins the new bull market. So all this rise from here to here is not the bull market. The rise starting from this high going up is the bull market. Whoa. Grand super cycle like you wouldn't believe. This is scary and frightening. You can make a lot of money trading these grain futures, but you're gonna need all that money to afford a loaf of bread at your local supermarket. This is concerning to me. Now, you see, last time we cashed out in 2008, July of 2008, we cashed out to 1663. You didn't see this tested and taken out until September of 2012. All right. So that's like what? That's what, 5 years later, whatever. Okay, so 4 or 5 years later. So this was concerning. I'm sure people were concerned when we took out the old high here, but then notice how it pretty much retreated almost instantly, and then we never looked back since then. But I'm sure when we got up in here, people were like, "Oh no, we just took what's happening," and then it settled down. Third time's the charm, though. If we take these 2 points out on solid monthly closes, we're in trouble. All right, the world is in trouble. Trouble. All right, so I had to show y'all that. All right, let's wrap this up. QQQ, here you go. All right, technically speaking, you can see that the bears are still in control of this, but barely right now. Okay, barely, because the market hasn't really taken off. It still has time between now and the end of the week. But as you can see here, we had this pullback, and then we had this little sideways movement where the market's being kept at bay. It's not exploding like it was. You can make another argument here that we're probably about to head back down, maybe one little pop and then a fall, because you got this gap that you made back here that was never filled. The gap was created on April the 1st of this year. We gapped up. And as you can see here, no correction. So this gap is way down here, folks, way down here, south of $322 a share. So we got a possible $20+ drop coming in the QQQ sometime in the near future here, because we got to come down here to this gap. And then there's another one right here. All right, so we created another one on March 31st, and this gap could bring prices south of $315 a share. So you got two gaps right here that lets me know that whatever rallying we're seeing right now is going to be short-lived, because we got to come back down here and fill these gaps on your NASDAQ 100. So alarm bells should be ringing for you. Trade what you see, but just be ready to take action, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? I'm just saying. Now, for you chart pattern people out there, looking like a head and shoulders a little bit, right? A little raised shoulder. So this could come all the way down, folks. The drop could be absolutely breathtaking. All right. So just want to let you know that the U.S. Equity market is looking like it could be in trouble. All right. Bitcoin. So here's your Bitcoin. All right, so we had this nice upsurge today in the Bitcoin. We got we're getting near this overhead resistance zone, which is the top of the Kumo cloud. Can it poke through? And if so, can it sustain, or is it going to be knocked back down again? Right now, we are in an official corrective state in the Bitcoin right now. It is officially in a corrective zone. How long will it stay here? Are we going to get a pop-up? This is a significant break below the trend line support. So we do have a short-term top in place at that 65,000, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We fell like 12,000 points off the high. That is significant. I'm sorry, it was closer to almost 20,000 points off the high. I'm sorry. So that's a lot. All right. We're in a neutral zone. All right, so trade what you see, ladies and gentlemen. What about the doji? What about this doji extravaganza? Ignore the gap on the chart. It is not real, okay? That's just a little algo thing going on here, okay? This is not a real gap. All right, so here we are on your doji. You got this crash alert here. You got this downside production, and now it's kind of like chilling. So the last few days, we put in a short-term top back here. Got a rally alert for tomorrow's trading. Can the market do something? Is it going to continue? Is it going to follow through? We're in a corrective state officially, where the bears could easily come in and crush any rally. You should be concerned if you're along the doji. All right, you should be concerned. Next up, we got the theta. All right, so on your theta, as you can see, it's been moving in a sideways fashion. All right. Technically speaking, we're still trading inside of the bar from March the 23rd. We have not moved from that bar. We're still in that zone. We dipped below the zone on a temporary basis only to have price come back into the zone. So your real zone is this bar. All right. We're trading between we're range bound. We're trading between 14 and 9. All right, trading between 14 and 9 on your theta. You're trading between 14 and 9 on your theta. All right, we're going nowhere. We're in a neutral zone. All right, here's your crash alert, downside production. Now you got a rally alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading. Can we get some production? That's what you're looking for right now, okay? So sideways, not a lot going on. All right. Here is your Xrp Ripple, and you can see here that we've come off. We got a short-term high in place. Here is your crash alert. Took a few days before you got the downside production. Now the market's trying to give you a rally alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading, but you're under the auspices of a correction, bull market correction. All right, you came down here. This looks like we may have put in a successful test of the trend line support, and it could be ready to try to get back some of this corrective loss, but you got overhead resistance, which is going to be really tight. All right, so you're going to have to definitely pay attention in this one. If you recall the video from last week, I explained how you are to trade these sideways markets. All right, you gotta be ready to be nimble and quick, because you flip-flop every day. You go from long to short, see? Bullish to bearish. Sometimes it's like every other day, bullish to bearish. So you get these signals. You had to sell, you didn't get any downside production. Now it's reversing, got long, you got to get long. So you got to be ready to do that. If you don't have the time and the wherewithal when we're in the sideways trading situation, if you don't have the wherewithal, then you need to stick to the weekly pulse waves. All right, stick to the weekly pulse waves. If you don't have time when we're in the sideways market to duke it out and put in your longs and your shorts every day. Okay, you don't have to do that if you don't have the wherewithal to do it. Just use the weekly price trigger. All right, just read this, use those, and you'll be fine. You will catch the market if anything. If it decides on a trend, you'll be right in at the beginning of the trend. It's not a problem for you. I've already worked all that in to the pulse waves themselves. Okay, it's just how it is. All right. With that being said, Lord willing, I would like to do it one day this week, maybe even tomorrow. I want to do a instructional video on the PulseWave report. I want to give you a hands-on, show you how to navigate in the sideways market, and we'll see what's up with that. All right, so I'll show you what I mean, and then we'll put our hands on it. Okay. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And I'm out. Peace.